CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, the 21st of June, 2011. Today is the first day of summer. Already, however, in New Jersey, yesterday, the sun rose at 5:24 a.m. Today it rose at 5:25 a.m. However, the days will be getting longer at the back end. So the long, slow decline to the winter solstice is already upon us. To our news today, we have a plane crash in Russia. A Tupolev 134 crashed upon approach to a landing in an airport, killing at least 44 people. Apparently it was caused by a combination of pilot error and bad weather. The plane was a Rus Air jet. Took off from Moscow last night at about 10:30 p.m. local time. It was due to arrive in the capital of the Northwestern Republic of Karelia, a city called Petrozavodsk, at about midnight. The plane, however, crashed about a kilometer away from the Petrozavodsk airport, which was shrouded in fog. The plane broke up and burst into flames on impact. Apparently, according to the Russian authorities, who are a little bit nervous about this because Prime Minister Putin arrived in Paris today at the Paris Air Show on the same day as a plane crash in Russia. According to the authorities, the pilot was, quote, looking for the runway until the last moment, but didn't see it, and then this happened, presumably being the crash. He said that the pilot landed to the right of the runway. The spokesman, who actually was the Minister of Air Safety, went on to say, unfortunately, this is reminiscent of the recent catastrophe of the Polish plane near Smolensk. That's the one that killed the Polish president, Lech Kaczynski, and dozens of Polish dignitaries back in 2010. Initially, it was thought that the airport's lighting system was not working and that the runway lights were not on. However, spokesmen are now saying that the runway lights went off only when the plane hit power lines while landing. In the United States, the American insurer Chubb says that its net losses from the American storms in April and May are only going to be between $250 and $300 million. Most of that total comes from the tornadoes that ripped through the U.S. in April. Chubb had previously disclosed that losses for that month were in the $200 million range. United Bank of Switzerland analyst Brian Meredith said that Chubb's storm losses are significantly below its peers, which have taken billion-dollar hits. The midpoint of Chubb's loss estimate is about 1.2% of its equity. Allstate's losses were about 6.7% of its equity, and Travelers came in at about 4% of its equity, so that's definitely lower. Some seismic activity. There was a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in northern Chile last night. It shook a sparsely populated region without inflicting any casualties. It did not pose a tsunami threat. The quake was about 50 miles northeast of the city of Calama in northern Chile. The bulk of the country's copper mines are in this area. Chile produces about a third of the world's annual output. All of the mining companies in the area indicate that the mines are working normally at this time, so there was no disruption. Well, when you think of the state of Ohio, you think of a state safely nestled out in the middle of the country. However, the Ohio Insurance Institute this morning said that the storms in late May caused damage estimated at $322 million or more around the state. The industry group said that about 68,000 or more insurance claims have already been filed because of the storms. At least 9 tornadoes hit the state from May 23rd to 26th. It was part of the storm system that devastated Joplin, Missouri. And in Louisiana, State Farm is asking state insurance regulators for permission to boost premiums by about 8.5%. In a filing released yesterday by the state insurance department, State Farm said that the requested hike for just over 300,000 policyholders would increase rates by about $33 million annually. State Farm wants the new rates to go into effect for policies on August 15th and then be added to renewal policies post-October 1. Back in March, the state rejected a State Farm increase for a 14% increase. This is the third straight year that State Farm is seeking higher rates in Louisiana. And in Bermuda, Argo Insurance is taking a foray into the insurance-linked security area because of the prospect of higher reinsurance rates. Argo's newly unveiled $100 million Loma Reinsurance Capital Cat Bond provides protection against the multiple occurrence of specific perils, including hurricanes, U.S. and Japanese earthquakes, and European windstorms. The company acknowledged today that Mark Watson, the CEO, said that because of uncertainties in reinsurance premium pricing, the availability of capital in the capital market efficiently replaced reinsurance. So interesting move on their part. AM Best reaffirmed its excellent financial strength for Argo, despite noting that the operation sustained a $113 million first quarter catastrophe loss. That's all of the news that we have for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Enjoy your first day of summer, and Tom Bailey will be doing the news from London tomorrow. Thank you for watching.